Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Sounds good to me.
Ready for anything.
Want me to come along?
Let's go get ourselves some answers. I won't hold you back. Much. Vent! Everybody stand back!
Hey, little birdie, don't feel down. Come and perch on my shoulder. Really? No wonder they never pay attention to me. Forget it. I probably shouldn't be anthropomorphizing them anyway. Haven't seen you in some time. To which one of the Anemo Archons wins do I owe the honor? Oh, is this your way of saying that you missed me? Since it wasn't meant to be with this little birdie, I'd better leave it alone. If you're wondering why I'm here, Jean's been worrying about trade safety recently. I discovered this when I unwittingly burst into her office to save the day. Another job involving long-distance travel falls to me. I suppose it's my own fault for having such a strong sense of duty. Still, on the bright side, business is now taken care of. And I have unused travel funds, so I was planning to...
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war. Your place is at the front lines by my son's side. A matter of utmost importance, Your Majesty. Such that...
Outdoor theater. Looks fun. Ah, yes. Here's what I was thinking about the unused funds. Given that the acting Grand Masters saw fit to allocate these funds to my trip in the first place, I think it's my responsibility to make sure that In other words, what do you say we... Perhaps a fancy meal at a nice restaurant? Or a river cruise that takes in the sights of Sumeru City? Hey, no need to put it like that. The rules of the Knights of Favonius state that any and all expenditures during a business trip are counted as travel expenses. That's more than enough justification to live a little. Of course, with me being here on my own, it was looking like a wasted opportunity. But now that I've run into you, why don't we make this a joint trip? You're always so busy. It's high time you gave yourself a proper break. And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time we have. Great. Music to my... There's nothing more enjoyable than the company of a good friend. Now, let me think where we should go. How about Liyue? I'd be heading past there on my way back to Mondstadt anyway. Well, lucky me. I'll hold you to that. Liyue's Ministry of Civil Affairs frequently corresponds with the Knights of Favonius. I don't have much luggage, so it won't take me long to pack. Give me a moment, and then we'll head there together. I've heard that there's lots to see and do in Liyue, but I'm sure you're more familiar with the place than I am, so I'll leave the itinerary to you. Excellent. Well, hopefully I'll get to know some of these friends for myself. It's such a satisfying feeling to just drop everything, go on a long trip, and see something new. Who knows who we might cross paths with? We might even end up going on an impromptu adventure. Just like how I met you in Port Omos, and now we're here. Come on, let's see what's up ahead. Do you know this shop? It looks pretty nice from the outside. Shall we take a look?
Welcome to Mingxing Jewelry. We are a long-established trader of precious stones. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Let me see. Ah, some nice jewelry you've got here. Maybe I can grab something with a local flavor as a souvenir. What do you think, traveler? See anything that suits my style? I trust your judgment.
Ah, you're interested in souvenirs. If you're struggling to decide, you might want to consider getting some jade. You can't go wrong with a nice jade pendant. They're an elegant addition to your look, whatever your age or gender. If you're looking for a specific design, we can make it to your specifications. It does take some time to fulfill an order, however. High-quality jade is hard to come by, so our waiting list is at least a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's a pity. I'm just visiting and I won't be in town for very long. So as much as it pains me to do so, I'm afraid I'll have to leave this beautiful bijou behind.
No worries at all, sir. If you're looking for something off the shelf, why not go and see Mr. Sherto at the Jade Mystery? He also deals in jade and precious stones. Exactly. But on that note, let me give you a word of advice. There's no risk in purchasing a piece of jade that's already been cut. But you could lose all of your mora betting on uncut rocks. I won't say any more, as I don't want my fellow vendors to think I'm bad-mouthing them. But I think you catch my drift. It's only human nature to spend a little when you're on a trip, but don't be too hasty to part with your cash. The Ministry of Civil Affairs takes everyone's economic well-being very seriously, and they often send out the Millilith to spread public awareness of well-known scams. As guests here, I'd encourage you to watch out for anyone trying to rip you off.
I think that's sound advice wherever you go into that. We appreciate it, boss.
Welcome! Looking for uncut stones or pre-cut jade? We've got plenty of both for your viewing pleasure.
Uncut stones. Ah, yes, we were just briefed on that. Let's take a look at the pre-cut jade.
I believe I detect a quiet but distinct tone of apprehension in your words. Please rest assured, there's nothing to be quite so wary about with my business. Feel free to peruse at your leisure. I think you'll find that everything I do here is entirely above board and legitimate, and I sell only pure and unadulterated goods. No scam guaranteed. Sure, you can bet on jade and lose if you're unlucky, but that doesn't make it a scam. My terms are clear and transparent, and I only do business with willing customers. What scam?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much the vendor is charging. If the customer decides to hand over their money, they're taking the bait of their own free will.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you understand. Although your peculiar phrasing at the end there, you almost make it sound as if I really am scamming people. Anyway, betting on jade is what it is. Feel free to try your luck, but if you can't afford to lose, then it's not for you. We don't need to cause each other any trouble. I'll leave you to browse at your own pace now while I deal with other potential customers.
Amber-colored jade would probably make for a good souvenir. Why not? This is a quirky little place. Somehow, I'm inclined to entertain him for a bit. Well, if you're not interested, then I guess we'll pass.
Ahoy there, Captain! Fancy seeing you back in town. Struck any gold lately?
What, a poor sailor like me? You must be joking. I barely managed to make ends meet. What about you, Sherto? Still scamming people with your pile of rocks?
Hey! Keep your voice down. Can't you see I've got customers? But more to the point, when have you ever seen a customer get scammed in my store?
I mean, you want the full list? Or... Hold up. Is that... Captain Kaya! What, brings you to Liyue?
Oh, just taking a short trip with my friend. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a good while, hasn't it?
Anywhere you'd recommend I visit while I'm here?
Let me think. Wanmin Restaurant's always a pretty good bet. Chef Mao's daughter is a skilled chef, and their prices are very reasonable. My wife can't get enough of their boiled fish. You could give that a try. And, speaking of my wife, she won't let me forget what a great help you've been to us before. So thank you, on her behalf.
Your wife? Ah, yes. How is she doing these days? Keeping well?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Anyway, I've got something I need to do down at the South Wharf, so my apologies, Captain Kaya, but I'd better get going.
All right, see you. Ah, I finally remembered who that was. Captain Wu.
I see. So you went through that whole conversation with no idea who you were talking to. Well, that explains the generic pleasantries and the general awkwardness. Old Wu's usually quite the chatterbox, so it's very unusual for him to just take off mid-conversation.
An educated guess. Yes, you could put it like that. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. The captain was making a delivery to Mondstadt when his ship sprang a leak. He overexerted himself fixing it and keeping the cargo dry, and ended up passing out from exhaustion. I took him to Mondstadt to recover.
Well, it still seems strange to me. Sure, he's hardly the most charming conversationalist, and he's also mighty stubborn, but all of us know Old Wu is an honest and kind-hearted man. His eldest was once playing on that big rock over there when he took a tumble and injured himself. I helped to patch the kid up, and the next day, Old Wu was here to buy a couple of uncut stones. I'm just surprised he was so quick to excuse himself, that's all. Normally, he's the kind of guy who, if you run into him on the street and he owes you a favor, he'll grab you by the hand and thank you profusely until you ask him to stop.
Well, stubborn, I can believe. Someone had drilled a gaping hole in his ship, and the water was coming in fast.
Someone drilled a hole in his ship? His line of work isn't easy. The poor fellow usually has to set sail, but competition is fierce these days. Anyway, I digress. We merchants protect our goods.
I am an upstanding member of the Night.
Since you asked about recommendations earlier, you're here from Mondstadt, yet? If memory serves, they're just about to retell the tale of Bravebeard the Valiant from the top.
Sounds interesting. So this is the Heyu Tea House.
We meet again, Captain Kaya. What a coincidence. Twice in one day. Oh, that didn't take me long, and I ran the whole way.
Wu, weren't you just at Wanwen Bookhouse buying a book for your daughter? What's this talk about the wharf?
Shh, just leave it be, Aunt Zhang. There's no need to embarrass him right in front of everyone else. I take it that you two aren't from around these parts. I'm a caravan guard by trade, and meeting people from all over the world is one of the main perks of the job for me. Why don't you join my table so we can get to know each other?
Oh, seems like the tea house is the place to be in Liyue. Feels like I'm back in the angel share. Did you manage to get something for your daughter just now, Captain Wu?
Yes, thank you. If it weren't for you, Captain Kaya, she might not have even made it into this world.
I'm so lost, Wu. What's the story here?
Your wife's originally from Mondstadt, isn't she? Did you run into Captain Kaya when you were there on business, or when you were visiting the in-laws?
The latter. Oh, this is so humiliating. Anyway, back when my wife was pregnant, we were taking a trip to Mondstadt to visit her parents this one time, when we were mugged by a group of treasure hoarders near Dawn Winery.
Oh, that sounds awful. Were either of you hurt?
I mean, he's still here, and he's still got all his limbs, so they can't have roughed him up too bad. I'm guessing Captain Kaya stepped in before they could do either of you any serious harm, huh?
Yes, he did. Thankfully, he heard my wife crying for help and drove them away. My wife was injured and quite shaken up by the ordeal, so he took her to the winery and asked them to look after her.
So what happened to you? Where did you disappear to?
I was in the water.
Huh? What did you jump in the water for? You know they can still get you in there, right?
No, that's not... They threw me into the water and, stripped me of all my clothes.
They did what? Did they have a weird fetish or something?
The treasure hoarders always move in groups, and fighting back when you're outnumbered isn't usually an option. It's no surprise that...
Captain Kaya, please, there's no need for you to try to... Yet, despite that, I somehow only ended up They tossed me into the water to humiliate me, and to use it as leverage to get my wife to... What I'd intended was to pretend to drown, then sneak back onto shore while they weren't looking, and find a way to rescue my wife. That was before Captain Kaya appeared out of nowhere and saved the day. So then I figured I'd get out of the water, get dressed, and catch up with you. But God knows what they did with my clothes. I couldn't find them anywhere. By the time I gave up looking for them, you were most of the way to the winery, so I had to run after you with nary a thing on myself.
Outrageous!
So, what happened next?
I made it to the winery, but the maids noticed me first, and they called the Lord of the Manor out to give me the beating the treasure hoarders never got around to. After my wife recovered consciousness, she had to have a long talk with the young lord to explain everything. He then escorted us both safely to Stonegate.
Oh, whoa. I'm sorry. But...
Ugh, good luck living that one down.
Trust me, I know. My wife never lets me forget.
I'm sorry, Captain. I wasn't intending to share that story.
It's fine. It's my own fault for thinking I could sweep it under the carpet and forget about it. I don't know if I can ever repay you for all you've done. That's why I get so embarrassed every time I run into you. Still, it won't stop me from trying. You and your friend are here to catch the storyteller, right? The tea's on me. It's the least I can do. In fact, they do serve some food here, too, but it's not the best. Okay, let me run and get some fruit to share. I'll be right back.
I wonder how much Fanaria caught of that. Old Wu really has no filter, does he?
Oh, poor Wu. Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry. It's just...
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade. He really didn't have to share all the details of that story, but since he didn't seem to mind, I wasn't about to stop him. I did actually forget at first, but once he brought up his daughter, the memory of his naked escapades came flooding back. Diluc thought some pervert was harassing the maids. He charged straight out the door, great sword in hand and raring to go. I haven't seen him so angry in a long time. So many people owe me favors nowadays. It's hard to keep track of them all. Hey, you didn't think I was being serious, did you? Do I really strike you as the kind of person to keep track of favors in a notebook? I just helped the guy out on a couple of occasions because I happened to be in the right place at the right time. I have no intention of asking him to do anything for me in return. At least, not so far.
I'm back with fruit. Please, help yourselves, everyone. My treat.
Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. It's just a few fruits, nothing extravagant. Once my new pharmaceutical business takes off and I have Mora to spare, I'll get you a proper thank you gift and send it to the Knights of Favonius.
Pharmaceutical business. So you found a new career? No more shipping?
Shipping's impossible work nowadays. There's too much competition, and the margins are too small. So I've decided to switch gears. I'm going to become a partner of Boo Boo Pharmacy and provide funding for a brand new medication they're producing. It's specially formulated to treat seasonal joint and limb pain. If you didn't know, it's a very common health complaint among sailors, but also extremely difficult to treat. I've suffered from it myself, which is why I know that a lot of people stand to benefit from this once it enters the market. It's a good cause, and a stable source of income. Whichever way you look at it, it's a step up from the back-breaking work I did before. I've already had some talks and invested 1 million mora for the first round of funding.
That's impressive, Wu. I wouldn't have thought you had the connections for something like that. So is it Dr. Baizhu that you're in talks with?
Oh no, not Dr. Baizhu. Actually, it was his master, Dr. Baifudze. His medical expertise and clinical experience are second to none, and he really cares about his patients. He gave me a few of his traditionally formulated bone-strengthening pills when he saw me suffering from my leg pains one day. It was like a miracle cure. The pain immediately went away.
Dr. Baiju's master.
Yeah, I told him I'd be enthusiastically recommending his medicine to the other guys at the docks. And after some hesitation, he just went right ahead and wrote up a prescription for me, completely for free. He said that he shouldn't really be handing out free prescriptions since, and I quote, "It goes against generations of tradition handed down by our forebears." But he just felt like it was the right thing to do. What a great guy.
But I got chatting with Dr. Baizhu recently when the Secure Transport Agency did a delivery for Boo Boo Pharmacy. He told me that his master has already passed away.
Huh? Why would he say something like that? I mean, the guy's old, but he's still in great health.
Captain Wu, where did you meet this old master?
Just out on the street? I know that sounds dubious, but this is an educated and respectable gentleman we're talking about. There's no faking that.
Hold on a second. I just remembered something. My nephew-in-law met a medicine seller not too long ago, too. He also described it as a miracle cure. He spent a lot of mora on it, but when he brought it to Boo Boo Pharmacy, Herbalist Gui took one look and told him he bought nothing but regular painkillers. This Baifudze you met, did he by any chance have a goatee and salt and pepper hair?
He did.
If I may, Captain Wu, there's a lot of mora involved here. It seems like it would be worth asking this Dr. Baizhu about his master, just to set the record straight.
You're right, Captain Kaya. A quick trip to...
He left in a hurry. He must be stressed out of his mind right now.
Hey, let him deal with this, okay? No point in you stressing yourself out, too. Fraud or not, it's up to Captain Wu to figure out exactly who he's gotten himself involved with. I'm no Dark Knight hero, or a martial arts hero for that matter, and neither are you. Wait, or are you? Now that I think about it, I can see you having a secret double life as a martial arts hero here in Liyue. You certainly have the personality for it. Either way, Liyue has its own rules and regulations. Best to let the Ministry of Civil Affairs deal with this in the proper manner. If a couple of outlanders like us get involved, we might just end up muddying the waters, even with the best of intentions. We came here to enjoy ourselves, remember? We don't want to get our priorities mixed up. Oh, and look at that. The storyteller's taking the stage.
It is said that the sky's the limit for the aspirational soul. But alas, for the woes of the world are equally limitless. No such stranger to woes was Huang Guang, a man who, having suffered countless injustices at the hands of his fellow men, forsook them to dwell among the mountains and rivers. Yet fate fortuitous found him when he entered the tutelage of an adeptus and learned many mystical arts from them. Per his master's wishes, he then returned once more to the human world, only this time with a sworn duty to cleanse the land of demons and to see justice.
Is that all? Oh, I was hoping to hear the rest of the story. It was all right. I suppose the hero always has to sacrifice himself to save others, and it does make for some good storytelling. But it leaves you wondering how he really feels about the whole thing. Did he ever have second thoughts? Only he can know, I suppose.
Oh, I see the show is over. Yeah, I saw Dr. Baiju. Looks like it was a scam after all.
Then what are you waiting for? Don't just stand there. You need to report this to the Ministry of Civil Affairs right away.
Hold on. Let's not lose our cool. Get your story straight first, so you can give them a clear and detailed account of events in the order that they occurred. And one more thing. Do you still have a way to contact this guy?
Well, I'd arranged to meet him at the Yanshang Tea House once I've withdrawn the next sum of Mora, so I suppose he'll still be waiting on that.
Okay, so you've got another meeting lined up.
I've got no one to blame but myself for this. I can't believe I was so gullible. I guess the world isn't made for naive simpletons like me. Young man, you're a good person, and I'm touched by your words of comfort. Still, it's up to me to find a way to get my Mora back. The consequences are mine alone to bear. At my age, I'm sure I should be comforting the young with words of wisdom rather than the other way around. What does that say about how I've spent my life?
It's obvious, isn't it? He needs to report the case to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Come with me.
That con artist.
Don't worry, Wu.
Surely I'll be...
I am quite curious. How does our chivalrous martial arts hero intend to come to Captain Wu's rescue here? There are countless victims of injustice in the world. We can't try to help each and every one of them, can we? Oh, I'm surprised. I didn't know you thought of me as someone who helps other people unconditionally. I'm genuinely flattered. But we both know that I'm not that kind of person, really. Your logic is very straightforward, and quite endearing in its simplicity. But I like how you think. So I'll indulge your martial arts hero aspirations for now. Captain Wu, how would you feel about owing me one more favor?
I'm sorry, Captain Kaya?
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I found a way to recover your Mora that would leave the man who defrauded you feeling angry and frustrated, but give him no way to get back at you. If it could be done, and the only cost was owing me yet another favor, what would you say?
What exactly are you getting at?
The Traveler here is adamant that you should ask me for another favor. Personally, I blame the storyteller. After hearing the inspiring tale of Bravebeard, he's all gung-ho about playing hero and righting this injustice once and for all.
Captain Kaya, young man, thank you. I will...
All right. Now here's what I'm thinking. All right, then it's settled. Per our brave hero's plan, let's rendezvous at Yanshang Tea House tomorrow.
Don't worry. You can count on us.
Absolutely. We're all neighbors here. Old Wu's problems are our problems too.
Don't worry. You can count on us.
Absolutely. We're all neighbors here. Old Wu's problems are our problems too.
Ah, you're here. Good. You've got nothing to worry about. As long as this lucky... Before I toss the coin, I'll get our guy to bet heads or tails.
Hello. Are you waiting for someone? As long as you follow the rules of the tea house, you're...
From the way you describe it, Liyue does... All that awaits me back in Mondstadt is a horde of insufferable sycophants. Truly tedious.
I understand. For one as ambitious as yourself, Mr. Rich, living off of the family fortune must feel like the dull...
What are you doing? It's common courtesy to introduce yourself. Can't you see we got here first? They're running out of tables, huh? Looks like this location's getting too small for them. Very well, I'll make an...
So, my friend, what's your name?
Here is the tea that you ordered.
Ugh, this Mr. Bai, this has been a most pleasant and insightful conversation. I consider it good fortune that I encountered such a...
Yes, good fortune indeed. In that case, I must thank you for your...
You there. I'll get yours too. Oh, you can't tell? My family's lived in Mondstadt for generations. I got bored sitting around at home and decided to set off on a journey to expand my horizons. The sights of Liyue Harbor are rather spectacular. I've half a mind to buy a waterfront property here so I can come vacationing every year. That would be quite nice. If the family would spare me a little loose change, I could even invest in an antique shop or two so I have... Flaunting? Come on, we're talking 20, 30 million tops, surely. Isn't that just pocket change?
Mr. Rich, just to clarify, that's quite a large sum of mora as far as the common man is concerned. It's understandable that our friend over here feels out of his league.
The name's Albert. Surname Rich. But only the servants in the house address me as Mr. Rich. Now that we're so well acquainted, Mr. Bai, please just call me Albert.
Albert does have a nice ring to it. It is my honor to become friends with someone of your... caliber.
You flatter me. What say you to acting as my guide during my time in Liyue? I'll pay you handsomely, of course. Naturally, board and lodging would be included. and I could pay you in the region of 50,000 mora per day?
No need, my good friend. I shan't be so vulgar as to take your mora. We're both men of character. The pleasure of your ongoing acquaintance shall be ample reward in its. To join a noble gentleman on his travels is a rare opportunity.
You there. You're welcome to join us if you want. Which clan did Guhua, huh?
Yes, well, there are many martial arts clans and factions in Liyue. It's
Ha, fair enough. Still, weird name. Seriously, though, what kind of skills do you guys train anyway? It's all for show, right? I saw some... I already told the server to put it on my tab. Don't bother getting her to split the bill. It'll only complicate things.
Young man, there's no need to take things so seriously. Why don't...
Are you trying to make a point by throwing my generosity back in my face?
Please, my friends, let's not get so worked up. You young people have hot temper.
Did I hear that right? No, what I find truly absurd is your refusal to play fair. Fine. You can have your apology if you win, but on one condition.
Well, as long as you're no longer raring to fight.
Why don't you join us, Mr. Bai? Let's entertain this guy for
But I wasn't even...
What are you trying to say, Mr. Bai? Whose side are you on here?
Of course...
And anyway, it's no big deal if you win. It's just a few cups of tea after all, so you can just take it from your fees as my guide.
All right then. I suppose it's not all that different from the dice gambling games I used to play in my youth.
All right, now we're talking. Well, that should be simple enough. Here, I'll take this coin and ask the counter to draw a line on one side. You...
Young man, I can see that you haven't spent many years in the real world. You take everything. I, too, in the real world. You young...
Just so we're clear, let's say the marked side is heads, and the unmarked side is tails. Everyone has to pick a side before the coin toss. We should also take turns.
Sounds fair to me.
All right, then, I'll start us off.
I suppose the choice is arbitrary.
Let me think. I'll also go with...
Darn, I won.
I won as well. Guess there might be a formal... I have a suggestion. If one of us... I flipped the coin last time.
Now just wait a second, my dear friend.
Oh?
You are both young, and I've already seen your short tempers for myself. Well, that's not my only consideration. In dice games, if Albert wins the next round, and you, young man, if that happens, a purely hypothetical scenario, of course.
Very diligent of you indeed, Mr.
A rigged coin will always be a little heavier than a normal.
What's your bet this time?
I'll stick...
Tails, huh? Well, you seem to have a feel for this.
Well, my luck's still just about holding out. The three of us are now tied. So, no one...
Well, here you...
It's a...
That's what makes it fun, isn't it? Anyway, there's no...
you make a good...
Okay, and now it's my turn to guess. Not that the outcome matters either way to me.
Why did it have to be heads? This whole thing...
Sure, why not? I'm having fun. I can go for as many rounds as you want. What a miserly person. Do as you please. The two of us can play.
But, Albert, all the fun of gambling is in the stakes involved. What?
Oh, come on now. No need...
Sure.
Well, here's the coin.
I'll choose.
Wouldn't it defeat the whole...
All right. It all comes... Ooh, looks like Rex Lapis has smiled upon me.
Look at you getting so giddy over some chump change. It's like you've never gambled with real money before.
Well, in that case...
Sure. What, 50,000? But that's just a single day's guide.
All right.
Great, then I'll bet heads. No takebacks.
Oh, how unfortunate. Albert, I'm terribly sorry, but as it happens, I forgot to bring my coin.
Advance payment? Sorry.
This day, just getting better and better. Well, so be it. 50,000.
Just 50,000? That's not what we...
Huh? What are you talking about?
No, it wasn't.
1 million?
I'm being perfectly serious. I know what I said, and what I said was one...
You're lying through your teeth. Hey, young man, you tell him. Huh? What the... I'm not deaf. Oh, I never met either of you before today, and out of no... Huh? Do you have... Well, don't you try to... Do you read... Frauds?
What is going on here? If you can't abide by our rules, you're not welcome at Yanshang Tea.
Wait, don't throw me out. These two can't...
Well, let's take this somewhere else. I don't want any of you to... Okay, you two. Care to...
Gladly. He's making up completely spurious claims. We were betting Mora over a few coin tosses, and now he wants to back out. In the land of contracts, of all places. He won 250,000 from me, then another 800,000 from the both of us. Now he's refusing to pay up the measly 50,000 that he lost in the final round.
Okay, so after settling up, a total of 1 million Mora should have changed hands. Sounds plausible enough.
Oh, it's a complete pack of lies.
Sorry to interrupt you all, but you're witnesses to the situation here. Is what Mr. Bai says true?
Oh, thank goodness you're finally here. What took you so long? That old guy's been bragging about the Mora he's won so loudly.
Leave me out of this. I want nothing to do with gamblers and scammers. Please, just bring me my check.
Our new owner laid down the law not too long ago. We turn a blind eye towards casual games of dice, but there is zero tolerance for any explicit gambling with... Return any winnings to the party you took them from, and we'll say that none of this ever happened.
Why should I have to give them any Mora? I don't have any Mora on me.
Oh, but I think you do. 2 investments, was it? One of them to the tune of exactly 1 million, as it happens. Oh, and don't forget you still need to pay the tab.
You...
Halberd! Fang! There's a gentleman here that I'd really like you to meet.
Please don't.
This was never your Mora to begin with. We'll be returning it to its rightful owner now.
We can't have this discussion in front of the other...
What did you think, Captain Wu? Could you hear clearly from your
Yes, everything.
Woo. This was your... Along with that blonde one. And all the customers on that floor. I know where you live. And I know what your wife looks like. And you're pretty...
Who'd be scared of a crook like you? I'll take you on any day of the week.
Well, let's see how long...
Oh, look at that. He figured it out.
Don't you two get cocky-eyed.
My apologies for having to leave this question until you'd vacated the premises. But I couldn't have things... I noticed that all the guests on the second floor were present before you took your seats, then left almost immediately after. Would I be correct in saying you were looking to set this man up?
Wait, so you saw through it right away?
Under normal circumstances, we would never tolerate a scheme like this taking place on our grounds. However, I understand that our owner holds the Traveler in high regard and must have good reasons for their actions. Still, I would appreciate an explanation, if only so that I can answer to the owner.
Ah, as I thought. When you're operating on someone else's turf, you run the risk of clashing with the master of the house. Thankfully, we considered that possibility before going ahead with our plan. Over to you, brave hero. You're the one with the connect.
Okay, I understand the situation now. It goes without saying that I have no wish to stand in the way of—
Well, Captain Wu, remember what I promised you? What do you think?
Excuse me, coming through. Is this the Mr. Bai you reported to us?
Yes, that's him all right. The one who scammed Captain Wu.
Wait! Where's your evidence, And Wu, you've already recovered your Mora. You don't deserve to be punished twice for the same crime.
You can't talk your way out of this one. You're already suspected of defrauding multiple victims out of smaller amounts, and the combined total meets the threshold for a conviction. If it turns out you're guilty in this case, too, it'll only add to your sentence. Does the plaintiff have any witnesses? If so, we'd really appreciate if they could come with us and provide— You got tangled up in this too, huh? In that case, please come with me. Your witness— Don't worry, we won't take up too much of your time. And you, sir, can stop twiddling your thumbs.
Hey, keep your hands off me. I'll cooperate.
Thank you so much. The book.
Well, I have an idea. We originally came here to do some sightseeing.
Let me think.
Sounds fun to me.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Well, this was certainly an eventful— You still need some practice to master the— My answer would be that Of course, this whole— Yeah, I was a good gambler always keeps her options open. You have to have a contingency plan for when So when I went to the counter, I marked a regular coin as well as my trick one. That safely avoided any risk of him finding out about the trick coin. But hey, what does it matter? Especially as long as I chose.
You two are genuinely the smartest people I've ever met. Well, I may not be the smart. If there's anything I can ever do.
Oh? My informants have to fulfill whatever requests I make of them. And well, if it's heads, we're friends. But if it's tails, you're at my beck and call. May the Lord of Geo decide.
So?
What do you think? What does your heart tell you?
I understand now. You have my most sincere gratitude.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Take it easy.
You're always so... And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time. Now I remember why you're honest character. In that case, I guess today's end of trip... Oh? When I was souvenir shopping, let's keep that a secret. It's just... I want you to find out for yourself, then it's settled. We'll leave together shortly.
Navigating the world is a...
Look, Mondstadt's now. According to the merchants, I know you like rare things. You're welcome. I'm ready to head in. I could give Maybe I'll take a breather first. But I know I'll only get bored sitting. I'm honored to have... After so long, there's no rush. Port Ormos is always lively, even late. Quite a stark contrast. Good question. Life in Sumer, although they taught me a simple, honest, full. Fair enough. Well, let. Excuse me, sister.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh?
As you probably know, Captain Kaya, we've been trying to...
Ah, yes. I heard of...
Yes, exactly. But for... Oh, maybe I'm just not... Captain Kaya,
Me?
Thank you so much, Captain Kaya.
I'm sure you've figured out who this expert is already. He has the best singing voice of any poet in Mondstadt, and understands poetry better than any other singer. Plus, he's exceptionally easy to find. 9 out of 10 times, he's in the tavern. Good day. Drinking alone? I hope you don't mind us joining you.
Hello, hello! Please, take a seat. We're all friends here.
Patton, 1 moonlit alley and an apple cider.
Ooh, excellent choices. Come on, let's have a toast and drain our glasses together. Here's to the time spent drinking with
Ever the poet, Professor Venti. Any new songs of yours we could listen to? There's a... Speaking of...
Of course!
So you'd say... Passion and joy.
Oh?
Think about it. It's only because of his... It must be quite satisfying for him.
Yes, well, that's a beautiful image filled with hope. But actually, maybe Barbados himself. In principle, the hymns of the cathedral are dedicated to a god. Huh? Ugh, she might be asking. Besides.
Well, to each their own.
More drinks?
Uh-oh.
Another bottle of apples.
Wow! Thanks, Kaya. You are one of the finest with the 8.
Sister Grace is...
Don't worry. The next time you...
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Hello, Sister Grace.
Captain Kaya, your bard...
Fanciful in the sense everyone in the choir loves to sing. Suddenly asking them to sing in perfect harmony like a... So, what?
Church choirs tip. What's stopping you?
While I don't expect a recently established
So, Venti.
Of course!
Okay, well, let's see what our... Another vote of confidence.
Maybe it's just a generational thing, but...
Looks like we're all in favor.
Of course.
Should we find some...
Good idea. Let's split up and find some let me think. Sister Grace, how would you feel about...
Given that the idea is to write a song dedicated to Lord Barbatos.
Perfect.
Let the wind lead. Fortunately, I have... Oh, I see! The hymns we know today have been passed down to us through the ages. Very few people... But as long as we put our hearts in, I never imagined that the bard would come... Sure!
Take it easy.
Ah, you're here.
You took your sweet time. Psh, I've seen Kaya play. Can we really write about anything? And is the choir really gonna perform it publicly?
I don't think anything's off limits.
I'm used to just humming to myself while I work. So after Sister Grace criticized us for not singing in harmony, I never thought we'd be able to just sing what we wanted.
Plus, we get to write a song.
Thank you, everyone. I agree.
That's Kaya for... Ooh, of course.
I think I'd like to...
Let us praise Mondstadt.
See? Already we have
What are you doing here? I just wanted to take you to hear a performance. But that obviously didn't happen, thanks to the problems with the choir. The rehearsals are now back on track, so I've done my part. I'd rather it didn't come to that. If doing nothing but loitering on the plaza enjoying the scenery but that would get boring after a while. Besides...
Oh! I spy two naughty... We're ready to review and discuss it.
I still recall the teachings of Professor... With so many that's what a song...
And that's the reason you've decided to leave?
Slipping away before the final verse is sung? Oh no.
Wow! But to share all this with a group of friends, if you don't want to write... the swift, majestic wit, the stars, and... If you are a chaser of freedom...
A boat that has come up...
Of course, you don't have to believe in it. But the winds of Mondstadt will guide every lost ship...
Well, after a fine poem like that, it would be plain rude of me not to rejoin you.
Let's head back together. You two, of all people, have to be there for the grand finale.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again. Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you? I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
Folk songs here, all so wise.
May the god of Animo protect you.
Folk songs here, all so wise.
Good roll. Alright, maybe I'll take one more day off, and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it. Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you? Good roll. Alright, maybe I'll take one more day off, and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it. I got a letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
Look, now, according to the merchants, I know you like rare things, so you're welcome. I'm ready to head. I could give maybe I'll take a breather first. But I know I'll only get bored sitting in my room alone. Yes, let's start by going. Hey, you two busy?
You must have had a tough journey, Kai.
Yes. A few days ago,
Just doing my duty.
given the suddenness of the situation and the difficulty in resolving it, I authorized a greater than normal disbursement in case of unforeseen circumstances. But I didn't think there would be this much left over.
Just doing the right thing. But I'm not actually...
Souvenir?
Here, the letter opener is for Jean. The jeweled brooch is for Lisa. And the items in the box are for everyone else.
The artistry of this is exquisite.
I love the...
It wasn't...
Might I...
Albedo, is that you? Come in.
I finished the latest quarterly expenses report. You two look like you're in...
As a matter of fact...
You're too kind.
Since you weren't...
Children always...
Also been grounded?
It's...
Evidently.
No.
When Cleese...
Sure.
I'll leave these
Kaya, I've approved your vacation request. Use this time to relax and unwind. Don't worry about the report and other work. I'll take care of it. You too, Honorary Knight. There isn't any work...
Thank you.
Enjoy your vacation.
Don't worry. I'm surprised Klee still hasn't escaped. I taught her a few tricks just before I left. Kids will always... Well, now that all the gifts for the Knights of Favonius are with Jean, next up is... Ooh, how about Diluc should be there tomorrow since he has business to deal with. But then there's nothing scheduled for the day after tomorrow, so perhaps it'll be easier to get free wine then. What do you think? When should we go? That works. Then I guess we'll see Diluc.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
You made it. Brace yourself.
If you're not...
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you doing here today? And I see you've brought a +1.
Oh, it's nothing particularly pressing. It's just that we recently returned from Sumeru and...
Is that it? Make yourselves comfortable then.
Oh, do you really mean that? Because my definition of comfortable happens to involve prodigious amounts of your finest wines. Speaking of which, I'm curious where you store the wine these days. Is it the same place as it always used to be?
Sounds like you're in a hurry to reach your goal. Been plotting this raid for a long time?
Plotting a raid? Why, you misunderstand me. The truth is, a rumor happened to reach my ears recently. My informants tell me that last month, the Dawn Winery spent a large sum of mora on 2 bottles of limited edition. Of course, a teetotaler like yourself would struggle to tell the difference. Oh, wait. But the sterling reputation of Dawn Winery is at stake. Why...
Quite the story. You used that one last year. Got anything else?
What? Really? I totally forgot. Here, this is for you.
Thank.
That's it?
You want to comment? Okay then. This thing is very in line with your unique aesthetic tastes. Much like that vase over there. Elzer, fetch a bottle of this year's newest batch from the warehouse, or else someone will keep blathering on with endless excuses.
One moment, Master Kaya. I shall fetch it immediately.
What's wrong, Elzer?
My throat is a bit raspy is all. It got better.
Many illnesses are caused by overwork. Surely you should have long since handed over the work of the winery to Diluc by now. You can't keep being Diluc's butler. He's becoming a louse.
Actually, most of the time he...
Take some time off, Elzer. Don't put it off any longer. It's important to take care of your health. You have to take it seriously. And, cavalry captain...
Master Diluc, Master Kaya, thank you.
Enjoy your vacation. There's nothing quite like enjoying a quality wine while feeling the gentle breeze against your face.
Normally I'd accompany you, but unfortunately I still have some...
Really?
Where's Kaya? Gone already? Right now, just the usual day-to-day winery bit. The meeting concerns research and development of new beverages, and involves collaboration between several. Kaya can answer any question.
I asked Connor to select a bottle of our best.
You asked
He hasn't seen...
Considerate as ever.
Such art.
Glad you like it.
Very well, Master Kaya.
Elzer is a good guy.
Master Kaya, your wine and an apple cider for your friend. All freshly fermented this year. Please, have a taste. Traveler, this one's for you.
No need.
Don't mind if I did. We used to always...
Well, since it wasn't me harvesting...
Crushing the grapes improved. If you'd like travel...
It isn't neat.
Master Kaya, but seeing the grape...
Wait.
Oh, goodness.
Oh?
And, well, you know, come nightfall, he's always out there, networking, and...
Connor, you're an awful liar.
Oh, so Master Kaya, how do you like your drink? I remember you weren't very interested in wine.
That was because the adults said children weren't allowed even a drop. Don't you remember how much trouble D-Luke got in that time he snuck a drink?
Ah, yes, of course. Adeline even covered for the two of you.
But on a serious note, having grown up at a winery, I spent my childhood watching Tunner plant the grape seeds, waiting for them, even though I couldn't help with making distilled spirits, watching everyone. How could anyone not love to drink with a So, let us raise a glass to wine itself.
Here, here. To
Speaking of wine, Connor...
I get a present too? Time really does fly. I still remember the days when everyone was giving you gifts at your birthday parties when you were young. Now I have wrinkles and Tunner's bent double, while Master Kaya is the cavalry captain of the Knights of Favonius.
How is Tunner holding up?
He's still tough, but getting on in years, so a lot of the temporary workers I hired quit because they couldn't handle how picky he was. Master Kaya, if you have time...
I definitely owe him... Busy date?
Oh, Master Kaya, you're back. They're growing wonderfully this year. Sit. After we're done
No need. We were just drinking with Connor.
What about your friend? Doesn't he want to try?
Allow me to introduce the
the honorary knight in the flesh.
Harvesting grapes is hard work. Do you still remember how...
I believe... What's this? Come with me. You have nimble hands, lad. Master Kaya wasn't nearly so careful when he was young. He mangled so many his first time. What a waste. Fortunately, the young master has a good head on his shoulders. Didn't take long for him to get up to speed. And now he's turned into such an outstanding young man. Polite and kind. If I had a son as exceptional as Kaya, I would be the happiest man in Mondstadt. Happy to have a... There's a few more rows of grapes up ahead. Let's finish picking them together. Kev, these grapes look excellent. You're a fast learner. I'll take them. Master Kaya left the I don't know him like... And without... I've been but I can see that you have a good... That... Wonderful!
You're looking very...
Master Kaya...
Of course.
It's time to move on. We shouldn't stay here.
easy.
That's close enough.
New punching.
Gotcha.
Clouds high. The birds come.
Feeling lucky today?
Teamwork is strength. Wait, hear me.
I'll take my lead.
That's close enough.
Here comes the catch.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going in. Yeah.
This realm. I do there was one ping in our. That is what. This realm. If you ever. You